Before I get into these stories, I want to make something very clear. I'm speaking on this because professionalism matters and people only see the brands that I work with. They only see the final results. They only see the good side. They see the campaigns, they see the people I work with, and they would assume that everything's always positive and that I have a good relationship with everybody. It's not the case. People assume everybody I work with is trustworthy. That's not the case. The truth is, it's not always safe. It's not always professional, and people don't always live up to the image that they're selling. Not everybody's professional. Right now, I'm in the biggest stage of my career. I am working with some of the biggest brands I've ever worked with. I have some of the biggest brand deals I've ever secured. And it's important for me to be able to protect my image and my integrity because I've worked hard to get here. I have people, friends, peers, people in the industry, brands, and etc. They look up to me as a leader. They look what I do. They watch what I do, how I treat people. And that means that I have to protect myself. I have to protect myself. I have to protect my image. I have to protect my integrity. Part of that integrity is part of being transparent, and I try my best to be transparent, especially in this last year or two. There's several different people that I've collaborated with and been affiliated with at one point that I'm no longer affiliated with now, and let's make that clear. We have a lot of mutuals. A lot of people assume that just because somebody worked with me, that they're trustworthy or that they're professional. It's not true. Nobody out there actually knows the truth of what happens behind the scenes. So after years, I'm finally putting the truth out, not to create drama, not to create a scene, just to be transparent. In this industry, there's patterns of unprofessionalism, betrayal, toxic behavior, and even the best of us have to deal with it. These issues keep happening in the industry, and I'm just sick and tired of it, and a lot of other people are. So let's get down to it. These things have happened to me more than once on different occasions. I barely work with people, and whenever I go and I work with people or locals or mutuals, things usually don't work out for me, and it's more so for them. These issues happen all throughout the industry. They've happened to people I know. They've happened to people you know, but everybody's afraid to come out and talk about them. This journey means a lot to me, and it's important that I come out and speak about these things so that people know the truth and know that I'm not affiliated or associated with these types of people. This is my journey. This is my story. It's important for me to be able to tell people what really happened, what's really going on, so that people know where I stand. It's always important for me to come out and speak up on different things that are important to me, especially with this business. This is my business. This is my brand. This is my image, and people use it and they take advantage of it. This is where I stand, and this is why I've cut all these people off. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm here to be transparent and tell my story. At the end of the day, I have to protect my name and protect my image from these types of people. And again, at the end of the day, if you feel some sort of way about what I said, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it if you didn't do it. Now, let me start with one of the biggest issues that I've personally seen in this industry, and that is the people who hide behind opportunities just to be predators. This story is not about drama, it's about awareness. I'm just here to call out unprofessionalism in the industry. These are problems that happen a lot. There's a lot of sexual predators in the industry, and they try their hardest to pass off as a mentor. They try their hardest to pass off as like an agent, a director, a scout, or whatever. And a lot of them are predators. So this happened about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. I connected and networked with this model scout / director, and he wanted to open his own agency. Now, me being independent, I am open to signing, but only with selective opportunities, because I've been doing so much more on my own versus, using an agency. This dude is in his late 30s, maybe early 40s, and he presented himself as somebody in the industry who's a professional. He's credible, he wants to start his own agency, etc. But eventually the energy shifted and he started sexualizing me. So at a certain point, like, he's asking me if I've ever done sex work. He's assuming that I've done sex work, assuming that I do sex work. And I don't, and I've never done sex work in my entire career, and I don't plan to. Then he tried to make it weird and strange that I didn't do sex work, and I'm telling him that I don't do sex work and I'm not interested in sex work, and he's making it weird. He doesn't really understand that that's not something that I'm into, and is assuming that everybody in the industry is going that route. He even pressured me to do fully nude shoots, even offered me good amount of money to send him nudes and to do a nude shoot. This is passing the boundaries. This is breaking all boundaries, pushing everything. All the professionalism is out of the window. And even after I clearly let them know that I was not interested in doing any of that stuff, I had no interest in doing it. Of all the other things he brought up, even told me he's in an open relationship with his husband, etc., and all this extra stuff that I didn't need to know, and it was super unprofessional. And after I say no, and you keep pressing things, and you keep bringing up these different situations and nudes and doing these, nude shoots and trying to sell stuff and all this stuff, it's harassment. It's sexual harassment. You're not a professional. You're not a director. You're not a scout. You're not a model. You're not anything. You're a predator, and you're unprofessional. The thing is, this isn't even a one-time experience. I've been through this multiple times. A lot of people that in the industry have been through this type of stuff. but who's going to come out and talk about it? This is a very odd pattern in the creative industry. A lot of people are using these different tags like talent, you know, and scout and director and all these things, but they're really predators undercover and they manipulate new talent. I'm telling this so other creatives, other models, actors, any other sort of creative in the industry, I just want you to know and to look out for these signs. Be careful. There's a lot of predators in this industry. There's a lot of people that want to use you. They want to soak your energy. They want to take your soul, all types of things like that. Hollywood is weird. And just know it's okay to walk away when anybody tries to blur those lines between unprofessionalism. I'm just trying to look out and spread awareness. I would have tagged him in this as well, but I don't even know what his Instagram is anymore. His name's like Changi Digital or something like that. He's like an older light-skinned dude. I don't know. I don't know if he blocked me, if he changed his account, if he deactivated it. I don't know. Who knows? But I just want you to know the truth. I don't fuck my clients. I don't cross that line. I don't cross that barrier. I keep things professional. If you know me, you know I don't even play those games. And the reason I'm saying this is because of the situation that happened with me and JJ, a celebrity photographer who I thought was my friend. They showed me otherwise. We connected on Instagram a long time ago, probably a couple years ago, and everything felt professional from the jump. He brought me out to a studio in Houston. We worked together. We sat down. Everything was cool. He didn't charge me. He didn't act weird. And I actually appreciated that. After the shoot, we sat down, we were talking, having conversations about the industry, talking about weird things, fake stuff, you know, fake friends, fake people in the industry, stuff like that. And so by the time I left, I was like, you know, cool, like this guy's solid. This is somebody that I can build with in business, especially creatively. But eventually he started sliding up on my stories, sexualizing me, flirting with me, talking about he could treat me so good, trying to fuck and all this stuff. First of all, that's unprofessional. Secondly, I thought we were friends. And third, I'm straight. I don't even swing that way. And I never gave him that impression that I did, ever. And I'll be honest, at a point, I still considered working with him again just because our shots were so timeless and we just had like that studio chemistry. But eventually I had to face the reality. If somebody cannot treat me as a professional, it doesn't matter to me how talented they are. Earlier this year, he ended up unfollowing me. I don't know if it's because he saw me exposing other people in the industry or if things just changed, but that's fine. I already decided the direction that I was going to go. I was already going to make the same move on my own. I'm not aligning myself with people who cross my boundaries. The next situation is about someone I'll call Char, and this is an issue that has happened to me multiple times across different creatives. And what I want to focus on here is not the shoot or the work, it's character defamation. This is about somebody who acted supportive in person, acted like a friend in person, but behind my back, they're trying to tear down my character. Trying to tear down my character, trying to take away credibility, and that's character defamation. We worked together a couple times, and the shoots, they always came out fire. I love bro's work. I always show support, always show motivation, always gave advice, told him, you know, whenever you need something, let me know. I even vouched for him with other people whenever those clients are reaching out to me because they see that I'm credible and that I'm professional, and they're trying to wonder why they can't even get in contact with him. But after my underwear campaign, a lot of people switched up, including this situation. I'm hearing he's disrespecting me, acting homophobic, projecting his insecurities, a whole bunch of weak shit. But every time I saw him in person, he acted cool. This is what I'm calling out. The kind of people that are opportunists and they fake front a friendship just to get you to work with them, only to try to damage your reputation when it suits them. That's unprofessional, that's weak, that's pussy. And that's exactly why I'm no longer affiliated with multiple people that act like this, including Char. I can't roll with people that try to tear down my image and my character instead of showing me respect. And honestly, this happens way too much in the industry, and that's why I'm bringing a highlight to it. We got to speak up on shit like this. That's why I'm sharing it so other creatives can see what it is for what it really is. I need people to know that not everybody that smiles with you is really with you, and not everybody that wants to work with you actually gives a fuck about you. So here's the takeaway from all of this. These three examples are real stories that have happened multiple times in different situations, and these are three of people that I just wanted to use to highlight them. The Predator, JJ, Char, these are all examples of unprofessionalism in this industry. These are examples of why our industry is in such a bad state, and these are three of the biggest red flags that you can come across. This is why you need to be aware with who you're working with. You need to know who you are behind the scenes. Your character will expose you. Character and the truth is always going to expose you. These aren't even isolated incidents. These are things that always happen. These occur way more often than they should. Whether it's trying to manipulate, sexualize, or character defame somebody, all these things stop growth, they stop trust, they ruin credibility. You never know what you're saying to somebody else about somebody else can come back and mess them up. And these things are what's keeping our community weak. Our community is weak because of people like this. The ultimate lesson here is simple. We have to stop condoning people that are on this type of behavior. Stop supporting it. Stop working with people that act like this. This is their real character. We need to demand professionalism. Respect and integrity should just be the standard for anybody that we collaborate with. It's not even a difficult thing to understand. But we also need to hold ourselves accountable to those exact same standards. So again, for the last time, I'm sharing these stories, not for drama, but to shed light on the truth. I have to protect myself. We have to protect others. So let's put it on the record. I cut ties with anybody that crosses these lines. I've always stood firm on my professionalism and my work. You can go check my portfolio. You can go check my brand deals. You can go check my work. I've always had standards for myself, and I always try to make sure I share those standards amongst other people. There's a standard that comes with this business, and it should be applied to everybody, and I hope that everyone can respect this.